What is up? Welcome into episode 118 of Inside 300. You know the deal, theme park news in just 3 minutes. I'm your host, Brian Perry. We might be getting closer to the eventual removal and demolition of one of the greatest coasters built in the 21st century, that being El Toro. That's right, today's episode doesn't start at Disney or Universal, but Six Flags Great Adventure, which sits right smack in the middle of New York City and Philadelphia.
First aid teams were dispatched after 14 people were injured on the wooden coaster, including 5 who were sent to the hospital. Luckily, it sounds like none of the injuries have put people into critical condition, but what exactly occurred remains a bit of a mystery. Mixed reports state that either the train jolted as people were trying to get off in the station, or, as one eyewitness put it, it felt like the ride ran over a pothole, with riders injuring their necks and backs. El Toro is notoriously rough for an RMC-built coaster. It's far smoother than predecessors and old wooden coasters like Rolling Thunder and the Cyclone, but it does throw you around a bit. This rider claimed that the pothole sensation was far from the norm, as they are a season pass holder and have been on the ride dozens of times. Aside from the injuries, here's the most alarming news.
This isn't the first safety incident involving El Toro recently. Just last summer, the ride had a minor derailment, which shut it down, and it reopened this year only to make the news again for all the wrong reasons. I think it's one of the best coasters in the world. It's definitely in my top 10, but there comes a time when Six Flags has to look at this thing and say, is this more of a liability than a featured attraction? I mean, like, how are you going to market this thing right now? You're going to put on some commercials and people are going to say, oh, that's the ride that sent 5 people to the hospital. It's very disappointing, and, we'll see what happens in the near future. Another thing to note is that El Toro actually sits on the old Viper lot. Viper was an old steel coaster at Great Adventure. That thing was broken all the time, that eventually they just left it there and then knocked it down for El Toro. So maybe it's a curse. Maybe it's the Jersey Devil placing his curse on that lot in Great Adventure. Who knows?
Now down to Orlando for some exciting shots of a coaster coming to Universal's Epic Universe theme park. I still hate the name. Multicolored tracks were delivered to the site in the last week, and based on the park's original renderings, we can guess that this will be the highly anticipated dueling coaster that will debut when the park opens. No IP or additional details about the ride have been released, but it will mark Universal's return to the dueling coaster scene after they shut down the beloved Dueling Dragons/Dragon Challenge a few years ago. It'd be kind of cool if they paid respects to Dueling Dragons and called it 2.0 or something like that. The ride will be situated near the How to Train Your Dragon Kids area, but make no mistake, this is one of the park's e-ticket rides. And finally, we head over to Disney. We are making all the rounds today. Footage of people just straight up climbing on Ratatouille Topiary has gone viral. Just no regard and no respect for the art. High noon, middle of the day, don't care if anyone's looking. Let's climb over the fence and head through the bushes to Remy's art. Goes without saying this happened at Epcot. By the sounds of it, the cast member was quick to give them a scolding. So good job, CM.
That's going to do it for this episode of Inside 300. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. Just so you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Brian Perry. I'll see you next time. And, as always,
bye-bye.